Hello, Lady Keziah here. The therapeutic effects of wholesome and reciprocal relationship is the essence of this video. Hey, beautiful souls. Let's take a moment to breathe and reflect on something that quietly shapes our emotional landscape more than we often realize. And that is the relationships we keep. Not just any relationship, but wholesome and reciprocal ones. In a world where connection is constant, yet is rare, there is something deeply healing about a relationship that feels safe, mutual, and real. And that is wholesome and reciprocal relationships heal. Yeah, it's a therapy. They are therapeutic. These are the relationships that don't leave you guessing, where you don't have to beg to be understood, where your energy isn't constantly drained but replenished. There is therapy in a relationship that listens, in a partner who sees you, in a sibling, a mentor, a soul friend who holds space for your truth without judgment or without agenda. That kind of love which restores you. Because when someone consistently shows up for you, not out of obligation, but out of care, your nervous systems relax. Yeah. When someone consistently shows up for you, not out of obligation, but out of genuine care, your nervous system relaxes. Go do your research about this in the comment section. Let me hear from you. Your walls lower. When I hear people saying, this is a woman who is masculine, who is that, I say, prove to her that your love is enough and see her lower all her walls. A woman who has had to be both masculine and feminine in order to thrive, she will not just lower her walls because she has found love. It is your masculinity that covers her, that equips her to lower her masculinity so she can be your feminine woman. Your walls lower when someone consistently, not when they just feel like it. You know those kind-hearted people that even when there are disagreements, they are still kind to you. Whatever must be done will still be done, just so the relationship could thrive. Those are the souls I'm talking about. So because when these people consistently show up for you, not out of obligation, but out of genuine care, your nervous system relaxes. Your walls lower, and you start to believe, maybe for the first time, I am safe here, I am valued, and I am enough. Wait until you experience that feeling and you understand. If you really understand it, because you have it, you experience it in the comment section, let me hear from you. Reciprocity is not optional, it is essential. Let's be clear. Love that only flows one way isn't love. Love that only flows one way. They only look for you when they have need of you. Aside that, it only depletes. Love that only flows one way isn't love, it is depletion. Reciprocal relationships aren't perfect, but they are balanced. They are built on mutual respect, mutual effort, and mutual care. It is checking in, not just when you need something, but because you genuinely. It is listening, not to respond, but to understand. It is offering without keeping score, but also without being taken for granted. Because in a reciprocal bond, both people feel seen, both feel safe, and both grow. You evolve together. Let's look at the psychology of connection. You don't need to have a psychology background. You can research into this. Science backs this up. Studies show that healthy and supportive relationships reduce stress, increase resilience, and improve mental health. It even extends your life. Do your research. I'll be glad to hear what you find out. Science backs this up because there's a research that shows that healthy and supportive relationships reduce stress, increase resilience, improve mental health, and even extend your life. Why would you be in relationships that are just training instead of wholesome and reciprocal relationships? That is not coincidence. It is emotional medicine. We are biologically wired for connection. As humans, as we are biologically wired for connection. But what we truly crave isn't attention. You've heard attention, affection, all that. What we truly crave isn't attention, it is attunement. The ability to recognize and respond appropriately to another person's emotions, needs, or internal state. It's about being in tune with someone, both emotionally and relationally, like a musical instrument. Not just proximity, but presence. Not just followers, but real and mutual support. Because healing begins with who you let into your life. Healing begins with who you let in. Some of us, a greater percentage of people, are learning this too late. After years of being the one who gave too much, who stayed too long, or who tolerated too little in return, here is the truth. You deserve relationships that feel like rest, not tension, not confusion, only warmth. And when you begin to align yourself with people who equally pour into you as much as you pour into them, healing becomes a side effect. Your self-worth starts to rebuild. Your inner child feels protected. And life, little by little, starts to feel lighter again. Wholesome and reciprocal relationships are emotionally nourishing, balanced, and mutually supportive. The kind that feel like safe harbors rather than emotional battlegrounds. So, yours truly, I'm here with some key characteristics that define wholesome and reciprocal relationships. Number one, mutual respect. If all people request of you is for you to respect them, without them thinking and knowing that as human as you are, you equally need to be respected, that relationship is not wholesome and reciprocal. A relationship that is wholesome and reciprocal, that's number one, mutual respect. Both people value each other's time, boundaries, opinions, and emotional needs. That is why I fear the people who only consider what is in it for me without them vividly discussing what they bring to your life. They want the full you, but have no idea what they are bringing in. They are dangerous people. Mutual respect means there is no belittling, gaslighting, or silent power games. Just honor and respect in how each person shows up. Number 2, emotional reciprocity. There is a healthy give and take. Support flows both ways, whether it's listening, being present during tough times, or celebrating each other's wins. When you heard give and take, you think I was going to mention money. No. A healthy relationship is a give and take. Both of you feel full because there is a give and take aspect of it. You are not the only one reaching out, initiating, or giving emotional energy. The caveat here is you know the kind of relationship you are in. There are some relationships that, regardless of what you know, there are things that both of you can bring. You are in a situationship, not exactly a relationship. The freedom for you to move about, do all those things are limited. It is still your arrangement, and there is supposed to still be emotional reciprocity. Number 3, safety and trust. You can be vulnerable without fear of judgment. You know those kind of people that when you open up and share just a little with them, it will be used against you in the law court. Anytime there is trouble, they would make reference to that. But all you wanted to do was to open up, pour out your heart and be vulnerable. They are not matured enough for that. Wholesome and reciprocal relationships come with safety and trust. You can be yourself around these people without feeling ashamed. You can be vulnerable without fear of judgment. You don't have to walk on eggshells. There is a steady foundation where honesty is met with compassion, not criticism or control. Number 4, healthy communication. Healthy communication. There is room to speak openly, resolve misunderstandings respectfully, and express feelings without things escalating or being dismayed. You know, the kind of people that when you are hurt, you can't even talk about it because they will end up being offended. When things don't go as you expected, you are not supposed to bring these up for discussions because it will make them feel bad. That is not a wholesome and reciprocal relationship. If your friend, your partner, whoever it is, can't allow you to open up and to express yourself because that will make him or her feel bad, can he or she imagine what it feels like for you to live with that feeling all along? You don't fear that telling your truth will lead to rejection or emotional withdrawal. Once things go wrong and you want to address them, they rather end up feeling bad without them addressing what prompted that action or decision from you. That is not a wholesome and reciprocal relationship. Number 5, support without scorekeeping. In a wholesome and a reciprocal relationship, both people show up for each other without expecting something in return every single time. Because I did A, you are equally supposed to do B for me. The next time I do B, you should do A. No. You can't give in the same measure, but everybody feels satisfied. That is what I'm talking about. So both of you show up for each other without expecting something in return every single time. But there's also awareness and make sure one person isn't always giving while the other only receive. That relationship is also not wholesome, where you have to give and give and give. And it is normal, it's beautiful when you are the only person doing the giving. In all manners of giving, I haven't even considered money yet. There are things we give to sustain relationships that are more than money. So if your partner is just receiving, anytime you come to mind is when they have something to get from you. They have something to request of you, not because they have something to offer you. That is not wholesome and reciprocal. So there's also the awareness and effort to make sure one person isn't always giving while the other takes. You understand your patterns of giving and taking. Number 6, freedom and space. Freedom and space. In a wholesome relationship, you don't lose yourself. You've been taught to give and give and give, to make him happy, make her happy, sell your soul for another soul. No, not at all. In a wholesome relationship, you don't lose yourself. If you are losing yourself in the name of a relationship, that relationship is not wholesome and reciprocal. It doesn't matter how you are socialized. I'm telling you this truth, and I wish you learn it today. You are supposed or you are supported in your growth. You are supposed to evolve together. Your individuality and your need for personal space without guilt trips or pressure. Because you are in a relationship, because you have agreed to be with somebody, because you are in a family with somebody, because you are connected to somebody, you don't have your space anymore. There is no freedom. That is bondage. In a wholesome relationship, you don't lose yourself. As a matter of fact, you evolve together. You are supported in your growth, your individuality, and your need for personal space without guilt trips or pressure. Number 7, shared values or emotional alignment. You may not agree on everything. I always say, if all of you are agreeing on everything every time, it means one of you is not thinking, or one of you is afraid to bring his or her view out. If both of you think the same, then what is the use of you coming together? Iron sharpened iron, meaning where you are weak, the other person is supposed to have strength there, so you can balance each other up. But if all you do is to agree on everything, who will correct who, and how will you learn and become better? How will the union profit each of you if you are just not thinking? You are afraid to share your thought, and everything your friend, your partner brings up, I support you 100%. Are you thinking? Are you thinking? So you may not agree on everything, but you are aligned on what matters. That is respect, integrity, loyalty, kindness, and growth. There is a sense of emotional compatibility that makes the connection feel natural and deeply rooted. Number 8, consistency over intensity. It is not all fireworks and highs followed by chaos. No. Wholesome relationships are steady, not roller coasters. You can count on the person to be emotionally consistent, not disappearing or shifting their tone depending on their mood and convenience. As long as it's convenient for them, they are all over you. When you need them, you can find them. It is only when they need you that they will do all the right things. Immediately they get what they want from you. Either they ghost you or that is it. You can't reach them emotionally. They are checked out, nothing more until they have need of you again. That is not a healthy and a wholesome relationship. Number 9, encouragement and growth. Encouragement and growth. You both want each other to win. There is no competition. You are working together as a team. You both want each other to win. There is no competition, there is no jealousy or sabotage. Just genuine support, encouragement, and a safe space to evolve into better versions of yourselves. Number 10, accountability and apology. You know, the people that always have issues with your reaction without them focusing on their actions that resulted in your reaction. Number 10, accountability and apology. Mistakes are acknowledged, not avoided. There is ownership of actions and real effort to repair harm, not defensiveness, deflection, or manipulation. The people that only come from the angle of, I am the saint, you are the one that has issues. Because you have issues, everything about them is right. It has to do with you. So they are the saints, you are the sinner. That is not a wholesome and reciprocal relationship. In a wholesome and a reciprocal relationship, things are not perfect, but they are healthy. They are marked by emotional maturity, intention, and mutual care. Before they consider your reaction, they truly think of their actions that led you there. So when you are working at it, you are working at the actions they took that resulted in your reaction. And when you work with both the action and the reaction, chances are you may never get to that stage again. Both of you learn and grow. If your heart is tired, my dear friend, let this be a reminder that you are not too much. If your heart is tired because you've laughed and laughed and laughed, and all you get back in return is being used. So your heart is tired. If your heart is tired, let this be a reminder that you are not too much. You are not hard. It is not difficult to love you. You just haven't always been loved right. When one relationship fails and you get to the other and fails and you get to one other and fails, chances are you think and feel there is a problem with you. You may have some things to work on, but many a time it's just because you find yourself with people who can't even appreciate who you are. They don't understand your value. You don't belong at certain places. And as long as you want to be kept, you would break your own heart and you think there is something wrong with you. The only thing that is wrong with you is you being in the hands of people who can't appreciate you. You just haven't always been loved right. But the beauty is you get to choose differently now. You get to cultivate relationships that are life-giving, not life-draining. And in so doing, you feel the therapy of being truly seen, genuinely valued, and consistently loved. There is nothing as beautiful as seeing a person who has been unlucky in relationships, finding the right person who loves him or her right. In so doing, being in relationships where it is not life draining but life giving, you feel the therapy of being truly seen, genuinely valued, and consistently loved. Because that is what a wholesome and reciprocal relationship does. It heals. Until I come your way again in my next video, watch another video from my channel and let me hear what resonated with you in the comment section. Much love and blessings. Don't forget to watch this video.